Play before the hometown crowd, and we've got it live right here from Atlanta, Georgia. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Doris Burke, and we've got David Aldridge on the sideline. Last outing for Atlanta unsuccessful, the loss to Denver, and that was a real body blow for them. They got taken apart both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, that was more than just a tough loss. That was a complete embarrassment.
Look, Greg, they simply didn't bring it, and that's one of those losses that you just have to throw away and forget about.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. Setting the floor for the Nets. Lynn and Russell are in the backcourt. Mozgov is out there with Okafor, and it's Crabbe in at the 3. And so it's the Nets getting on the board first, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Russell. And Doris, we're in that kind of in-between area. You know, the luster of the season opener has now worn off. Not yet quite to the All-Star break. Crunch time, of course, is still a ways away. How do players go about maintaining that focus here at the midseason?
You know, I think this is interesting. If you're chasing greatness, we hear that expression a lot from LeBron James, I'm chasing greatness. I don't think focus is ever at issue. If you're the Golden State Warriors in the season, you have an opportunity to win 73 games. Focus is never an issue. What's fascinating to me is, can young players sustain attention for the 82-game grind, particularly those rookies? That is the group of players for whom I think it is most difficult.
And the steal then right into the fast break, great awareness.
Yes, intercepted the ball in stride. Turnovers like this are devastating to the opposition.
Here's Bellinelli. Last time out he had 14 points. Schroeder kicks to Prince. They set the pick. Nobody near Schroeder. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
Here's Lynn. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Well, you have to love the focus. Jeremy Lin creating well for himself down low makes that one look easy.
That's tipped and stolen by Crabbe. The shot. And stolen by Prince. He feeds it to Collins. Schroeder dishes to Bellinelli. Poked away. Launches it. Mozgov grabs the board.
Well, that's the shot they want. He always has the green light when he's that open. Boy, one miss isn't going to change that.
And if you want to drive your coach crazy, this is a good place to start.
Well, that is a ridiculous shot. I have zero idea why he would even attempt it at this point in the game.
Here's Russell. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Russell's got his first basket of the night.
And just a good feel for everything around him. The mid-range area, comfortable spot for Russell.
Collins passes to Prince. Collins. The shot misses. The Nets go the other way with it. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
I think, Greg, you can't expect to win with that kind of effort. The defense was nowhere to be found, and it cost them all night long.
And Bellinelli kicks it over to Schroeder. Hawks passing it around, and that one is good. Muscala's got his first basket. Nets leading by 6. Lynn dishes to Mozgov. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Hawks.
And they really based almost their entire offense around the three-point shot. Spread the floor, space the defense, and if the deep shots aren't falling, at least it should open things up inside. Man, hard to believe. Already they're staring at a double-digit lead, and we've just gotten started.
Boy, they have come out strong. They've controlled the pace, asserted their will. Wow.
Taking a look here at the numbers for Schroeder. How last month turned out for him? First in free throw percentage. and such a great distributor and decision maker among the top 10 in assists per game.
And it's nice when you have the NBA's best free throw shooter just keep the ball in his hands in clutch situations. He's been completely automatic this season.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Now here's Okafor. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Crab, good.
And guys, they've come out and established a rhythm. And also their play calling has been on point.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how they built this lead. They played as one, shared the basketball, running their offense to perfection.
And the Hawks in the last couple seasons with some roster turnover, established veterans departing, and now with Millsap leaving, they have embraced a complete rebuild.
Here's Schroeder. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Nuggets in Denver.
And it was an unselfish night for him as well. He got plenty of assists to go along with all those points.
They grabbed their own miss.
Boy, what a nice carom there, guys. He can really use that size and length to his advantage.
Out to Russell. Trying to find Mozgov. Gets it to him. Rebound, Atlanta. And the Hawks traded Howard and lost Paul Millsap in short time. So the rebuild, it would appear, is on for Atlanta.
Yeah, and it seems like they feel good with how they've approached it. You know, you got to commit to turning things over and starting anew. And the Hawks have taken the first steps to building towards the future.
And there's a foul called on Alan Craig. That is his first foul of the game. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Mike Muscala. Solomon Hill comes in for Collins. Kent Bazemore's checked in for Torian Prince. And it's Malcolm Delaney in for Bellinelli.
They need to start taking care of the basketball. Careless play since the opening tip.
Here's Dinwiddie. He's guarded by Schroeder. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Pass to Hill. It's tipped.
Look at Jabari Carroll get in space and block the shot. Defense at its best.
Allen. And slam dunk by Allen.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And guys, it's working.
Oh, no doubt. I think they've controlled the paint. They've used their size and strength to get off any shot they want.
And he comes up with the deuce.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
The Hawks trail by 19. Schroeder kicks to Ilyasova. Feeds it to Schroeder to stop the run. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
You know, I think the defense is thinking, I don't have to guard him on the line, but that's just a matter of whether he can knock it down, and he does.
That's tipped. Atlanta's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Poke loose. Hill passes to Schroeder from outside the arc. Allen with the rebound.
Boy, all sorts of space around him. If he can't hit those, the defense not going to worry too much about him.
That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
Next ball.
And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. Number 1, the Nets. The 4th spot held by the Hawks.
You know, I don't think we're going to see a shot clock violation in this one, fellas. I mean, both of these teams play at a breakneck pace.
And again, it's the Nets missing.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
That one falls, his second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Well, that's about court awareness. Hollis Jefferson playing very well within the confines of this offense.
Carroll against Hill. Ilyasova, a screen on Carroll. Shot clock at 6. Hill against Carroll. Off target from three-point range. Nets leading by 18. And the youngster Karis LeVert, drafted 20th overall, Doris, back in 2016 out of Michigan.
So I think some people consider this a high-risk, high-reward pick. The reason he dealt with stress fractures repeatedly in his left foot throughout his college days. But when this guy's healthy, man, whoo, can he shoot it? And at 6'7", look out.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
I don't think you can ask for anything more, Greg. What a wonderful job establishing a lead early in this one.
Delaney kicks to Ilyasova. Back to Delaney. The shot from the low post is good.
Check out that assist. You can tell a player who's seeing the whole floor very well.
To the middle. And slam dunk by Allen.
The offense is running well, but more importantly, they're taking the shots they know they can make.
Well, they haven't had to force anything. They're simply moving the ball and working for the best available shot.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Now here's Bazemore. D right on him. They get a hand on it. And another fast break for Brooklyn. The Nets are running. Dinwiddie's shot is off.
Boy, the defense gets into his head and alters his release when he really doesn't have to.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. We've got more in store for you right after this. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And here's Atlanta. The last time these two clubs came together was also in this building, with an unfortunate ending for the home team.
Really a resounding loss. Well, last time they matched up, they got absolutely manhandled on the boards.
You know, sometimes it's about gang rebounding, making sure everyone's in on the responsibility to board it. Let's see if it's more of a group effort tonight.
Hill is out there with Luke Babbitt. Then there's Kent Bazemore. Then it's Ilyasova, and it's Delaney in at the point. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Hawks. And the shot goes in. Allen's got 8 points.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup.
Outside Hill. And we play through the first minute here in the second. Hawks passing it around. He dishes it to Ilyasova. And Ilyasova throws it down.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Solomon Hill. Once in a while, we talk about the makeup of a good teammate. But Doris, what are some ominous signs that a player might be in it for more himself as opposed to team?
Well, I think anytime you see someone who's not committed to practicing at the important times, somebody whose availability might be in question, who might let a slight, I don't want to say injury, but a nick or a bump or a bruise, limit their availability, that's obviously a difficult thing.
Sure.
And, the other part is, Kevin, the players that I think have the most success are those that can be as joyous about their teammates' success as they are about their own. That's something that strikes me about the Golden State Warriors. It's a group invested in the group's success, and you see that both monetarily in terms of what some players are willing to give up, and you also see that basketball, someone like a Klay Thompson who has to be effective in fewer shots with the addition of Kevin Durant.
Good breakdown. Bellinelli with the three. Zeller grabs the board. Nets leading by 19 points. And here's Harris from the arc. Harris missing again. The Hawks have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Poke loose. And that goes out of bounds. Last touch by Carroll.
And with a quick break in the action, here's some numbers for Bazemore. He's averaging about 7 points a game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And clearly, he's having a tough stretch here. But it's all about how you respond to the adversity. That'll be key.
Right, because everyone gets out of rhythm on occasion. It feels harder than it should be, but you've just got to keep working.
The Hawks making a switch here. Collins is checked in. Outside, Bellinelli. They get it back. Can't get it to fall. Nets have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Lynn from long range. That shot misses. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. Got a piece of it. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Delaney. The Hawks again can't hit. Nets leading by 19. Bellinelli gets the bucket.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Well, that's how you attack in transition. Remarkable effort, getting as high percentage a look as you can really get.
Russell dishes to Lynn. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Lynn's got 9 points.
Well, he's taking a lot of pressure off the other players right now with how well he's shooting it.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession.
A moment here to check out some of the stats for Lynn. First in scoring, first in assists, and he's first in the league in steals per game. Just an incredibly aggressive and tenacious defender.
And his scoring abilities are just so far out of sight. Number 1 overall right now. No one's been able to slow him down or even come close. Okafor, the pass to Lynn. Gets it to fall from the right block. 11 points in the game.
I'd say only so much you can do if you allow that kind of position. Jeremy Lin, tremendous focus in the paint.
And the Nets throwing big money at restricted free agents in recent years, trying to add talent any way they can.
Well, and sometimes being willing to overpay if they have to. With no high draft picks walking through that door, they've got to exploit every opportunity to improve this roster.
Crab, no good. The Hawks trail by 20. Prince, right side, and there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That is his first foul of the game. Schroeder outside. Shot clock at 6. From deep three-point range, Brooklyn with the rebound. Okafor's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Russell from long range. Here's Mozgov. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Mozgov just never gives up on the glass, right? He knows how to snatch boards and come up with the easy buckets.
And Bellinelli kicks it over to Schroeder. Pass to Muscala. Got a piece of it. Crab. Brooklyn working now with the new shot clock. Out to the right wing. Puts up a 3. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. This is a look at the NBA's assist leaders over the last 10 games. Man, can these guys pass the ball? Jeremy Lin, number 1.
And those games have seen him dropping more dimes than you might have thought possible.
This Hawks squad is struggling. Bellinelli for 3. Rebound, Brooklyn. Okafor's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's LeVert. Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. Goes back up. It's stolen. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Poked away. Muscala dishes to Schroeder. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. Taking a look at Brooklyn, earning the first place position with a terrific record. And and we've seen them perform splendidly pretty much all season long so far, and they're definitely the team to beat. And, of course, Atlanta just need to take it a game at a time.
And if you look at the Hawks right now, their season has been exactly the kind of misadventure their fans were afraid it might be.
And with the major changes we know are coming, now you have players fighting for their jobs, trying to prove they deserve to be here beyond the end of this season.
Atlanta making a switch here. Hill's checked in.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
Well, you've simply got to push through that, right? You need to at least contest the shot. Otherwise, he's going to knock it down.
Dinwiddie passes to Hollis Jefferson. Off target from three-point range.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Bellinelli gets the bucket.
Yeah, clearly a defensive lapse there. He is automatic from deep if you're going to leave him that wide open. Big-time mistake.
Hollis Jefferson passes to LeVert. Here's Okafor. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The Hawks trail by 17. Schroeder kicks to Collins. Dishes it to Okafor. And Okafor slams it in.
Don't you love how LeVert looks for his guys? Totally unselfish, does whatever it takes to get the win.
The Hawks shooting 40% since the beginning of the second quarter.
So Rondé Hollis Jefferson, the 23rd pick out of Arizona back in 2015. You know, it's interesting. He's drawn a lot of comparisons to another Wildcat alum, and that's Andre Iguodala.
For the Hawks, Ilyasova, he's checked in for Mike Muscala. Luke Babbitt comes in for Collins. And it's Kent Bazemore in for Bellinelli. Allen's checked in for the Nets. Jemery Carroll comes in for Okafor. Just 4 to shoot. Just his first attempt. Bazemore misses. And you look at Hollis Jefferson and Iguodala, a ton of similarities people feel. Both 6'7", both long and athletic, terrific defenders.
And also, Kev, both are very good ball handlers and solid passers. Think about Iguodala improving his shooting over his career. Let's see if Rondé can do the same.
Schroeder outside. Ilyasova a screen. Schroeder kicks to Ilyasova. Hill with it. And Allen picks him up defensively. Hill, no good.
Oh, a lapse defensively, and they actually get away with it. Bad idea to leave him open consistently, though.
And it's Allen with the jam.
Ooh, just powered it down with both hands. You know he's not going to mess that one up.
Oh, no, not this fella. He is a superb finisher. Knocks it loose. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Goes up and slam dunk by Allen.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
Easy little jumper for him right there, guys.
Dinwiddie kicks to Allen. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 5 assists in the game.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Ilyasova, no one around him. And the 3 off target. Good if it goes. And no good trying to get that one. So as we conclude.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet. It was a fast pace for Brooklyn at the outset. They did it just the way it was drawn up in the locker room, starting out on a 10-2 run. They were able to string together a nice set of offensive plays to finish the quarter, making their last 4 shots. And that's all we can do.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but you know, anything can. And for the Hawks, they're shooting a pretty low 34% thus far. Setting the floor for the Nets. Lynn and Russell are in the backcourt. Okafor out there with Mozgov. And it's Crabbe in at the 3 spot.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
That's tipped. A nice shot by Lynn. Lynn's got 15.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
There's a good screen. Bellinelli dishes to Muscala. And now Russell pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And there it is for him. Russell's got his second bucket of the night.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
River kicks to Muscala. Prince outside. Pulls it from the elbow. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Mozgov's shot is off.
He definitely got nervous at the rim. I mean, he needs to make sure he finishes strong.
Prince kicks to Bellinelli. And there's the pass to Collins. Over Okafor. Shot by Collins, no good. The Nets have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. And good that time. Krabs got his second bucket of the game to go.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
That's a 2 from Bellinelli. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Atlanta with the ball. Nothing yet for them in the third quarter. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Muscala. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Well, it took 4 tries, but they get their first bucket in the second half.
Russell. Outside, Lynn. Nailed from three-point land. Lynn's got 18 points in the game.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Bellinelli passes to Muscala. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. He's got 10.
Boy, you can't pin their struggles today on him. He's been on fire from the field.
There's Lynn with the 3. Rebound, Atlanta. Muscala with the ball. Now defended by Mozgov. And it's Schroeder missing.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Lynn against Schroeder. There's Russell with the 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Russell's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, we know this. Jeremy Lin knows how to run an offense. His ability to find the open man uncanny.
Schroeder kicks to Muscala. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Russell dishes to Okafor. Mozgov passes to Lynn. Shoots over Schroeder. Lets it go from deep. And again, Brooklyn with the triple. Doris, it's been said that you started playing basketball in the 2nd grade. How did your love of this sport become so evident so early?
Yeah, you know, I moved to the Jersey Shore when I was 7 years old. There was a park right next door. And, you know, I'm the last of 8 kids. My family didn't have a ton of money, but boy, all I needed was a rim and a basketball, and I could spend 6, 7, 8 hours. My mother used to call me back in from the park to have lunch or dinner. I just spent my entire childhood on the hard court next door dribbling away.
Were you naturally good at it, or did you feel like you had to work at it, or did you just feel like I got a knack for this, I think?
No, I think, you know, obviously when you play the game from 7 years old, you pick up on a lot of the nuance. And as in anything, you have to work hard at something to be good at it. And
right.
It didn't feel like work because I love basketball.
It shows even now. Atlanta's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Here's Prince, and he makes the bucket. True contact and gets the whistle, too.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Kent Bazemore's checked in for the Hawks. The Nets on offense. They're on a 19-7 run. Okafor kicks to Mozgov. Back to Okafor. Outside, Lynn. The feed to Okafor. Shot clock at 5. Back to Lynn. He tries for 3. Bazemore grabs the miss. Hawks have gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. Pass to Delaney. Ilyasova dishes to Bazemore. Hawks passing it around. And Okafor with the block.
I'll tell you, I hate to say it, but he's been dragging them down all night. The effort's there, but he continues to be ice cold.
Atlanta's shooting pretty terrible here in the third quarter at around 30%. Here's Bazemore, and that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
And becoming impatient, that's not how you're going to catch up.
Really, that's unacceptable. Patience is paramount when you're trying to cut the lead, and they didn't have it there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Luke Babbitt comes in for Torian Prince, and it's Solomon Hill in for Dennis Schroeder, and a new group in for the Nets. Allen's checked in for Mozgov. Tamari Carroll comes in for Okafor. Levert's checked in for Russell, and Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for Jeremy Lin. The Nets shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line. And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. And we felt it. Even over here, we felt it. Dinwiddie passes to Carroll. A three-pointer, no good. Atlanta's shooting poorly, just 35% so far. Doris, as always, this question about resting players. Fans pay hundreds of dollars for tickets and parking and everything else, expecting the healthy guys to play. Why shouldn't there be a requirement for them to suit up?
Well, again, you have Commissioner Adam Silver attempting to address this and making it known during the finals that there would be some limitations based on the ability to rest players, that there would be strong encouragement to rest players at home because your fans obviously have more of an opportunity to see them at home. Listen, Kevin, I think fans need to be able to see the stars. At the same time, it's a strenuous 82-game stretch. Have we addressed it in terms of lengthening the season and shortening the preseason? What I do like is that the NBA is aware that there is an issue, and they are working proactively to fix it.
As is their custom. They always do that.
Correct.
Harris is checked in for Brooklyn. Now here's Bazemore. He's guarded closely. And going into last season, Kent Bazemore commanding a salary in excess of $17 million. Greg, how did an undrafted player coming off his first starting season in the league get that kind of salary?
Timing is everything. Reflection of the market. You remember he had that huge spike in the cap. It's also a bet on his upside and work ethic. And with Bazemore, you see that the dedication to improve is there, and that's what made the Hawks comfortable with the contract.
And Ilyasova kicks it to Bazemore. Ilyasova a screen. Beyond the arc. Bazemore misses.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And the basket by Harris.
Boy, the assist just put on time and on target. Easy shot opportunity.
Delaney kicks to Babbitt. And here's Hill for 3. Good on the triple. Hill's got his second bucket tonight.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Dinwiddie's shot is off.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Yeah, that's not a good example right there. You could have worked it around to get a better opportunity.
Burnett shooting at 51%. Really solid. Allen left side. For 3, Harris. They get it again. There's the dish to Dinwiddie. Three-pointer. But they'll get another chance. Harris against Hill, and it's Harris off the drive. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Ilyasova a screen. Delaney, the pass to Ilyasova. Back to Delaney. Makes it off the glass.
I'll tell you, unless someone gets a hand to it, it's hard to miss the mark from that close range.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Good work there as it goes. Levert's got 4 points now in the quarter.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
And Damari Carroll is going to pick up the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Hawks have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
The Nets shooting well, 52% in the third. They came to play offensively in the second half. Okafor. Excellent D there from Hill. Here's Delaney. Hill has the open look. He sticks that one in from 20 feet away. Hill's got 7.
I'll tell you, good or not, that isn't a shot they'll want him to take again.
And right as the buzzer sounded, he just dunked it right down. Wow! And so it's the Brooklyn Nets way out in front. Their lead at 38 points as we close out the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Here's Cram. You've got Luke Babbitt. Taylor is out there with Bember. Then there's Solomon Hill, and it's Plumlee in at center. So that's the Hawks 5. Kicks it to Dinwiddie from downtown. Babbitt grabs the board. Hawks shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Here's Hill. Okafor grabs the miss. Okafor's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Allen. Atlanta with the ball. Taylor kicks to Plumlee. Plumlee with the screen. Taylor. And not sure what he was thinking there. The Nets shooting 51% from the field. They'll take that. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. Mozgov, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Jeremy Lin comes in for Spencer Dinwiddie.
Jeremy Lin.
Babbitt dishes to Hill. And Plumlee kicks to Bembry. Hill passes to Plumlee. And that's going to be a travel.
Trying to cut into this lead. Bad time for a miscue.
Well, Greg, that's a huge error. You can't afford to make these kinds of mistakes when you're already playing from behind.
1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Here's Russell. That shot off. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. Outside, Taylor. His three-pointer's off the mark. One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend. And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Well, that's how you attack in transition. Remarkable effort, getting as high percentage a look as you can really get.
There's the screen. He tries for 3, and it's Russell with the rebound. Russell's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Here's Lin. In for another field goal. A sublime 9 of 14 on the night.
Kevin, this feeling a little bit like Linsanity. You love seeing Lin get going like this.
Knocked loose. Here's Russell, and he uses the glass on the layup.
He's been heating it up since the break, getting some excellent looks right now.
The Hawks have gotten off to a rough start in the fourth quarter, going 0 for 4 so far. Taylor against Land. Taylor kicks to Hill. Puts up a 3. Atlanta again missing. Nets have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Russell left side. Crab kicks to Okafor. The Nets working the ball around now. Clock at 6. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. And that's 11 points for D'Angelo Russell.
Exceptional play across the board. I love their tenacity, just piling it on at this point.
You know, the beauty is it hasn't just been offense, right? It's been the defensive end as well. They're firing on all cylinders right now.
The Hawks again can't hit.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, starting to look like it's taking its toll mentally. He doesn't look like himself.
And when you're on the road, this is how you silence the crowd. Tremendous all-around play.
But it's not easy building a lead like this on the road, Greg, but they have been lights out throughout this game.
Taurean Prince, he's checked in for Atlanta. Over to the wing. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And Doris, we know basketball is a team game, but fans and media alike love to focus on the stars. What do you think is the psychology behind that?
You know, Kevin, I think you and I certainly admire watching talent. And it doesn't matter what shape that talent takes. It could be a Broadway star doing their thing on a nightly basis, sometimes twice a day. For us, to watch somebody that we know has paid a price to be great is really special. And so those who are best at what they do are that because they put in the time. And who couldn't admire the work that's required of that?
Well, what I like about your broadcasting, Doris, is you never get distracted by the stars. They're obviously there, but I love the way you encompass the entire team and aren't just fixated on just that big-name player that maybe the average fan is.
Yeah, I think sometimes people forget NBA stars because they are so great and can seem like supermen. They're people like everybody else.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
And he gets the bucket.
Well, I'll tell you, it takes a lot of confidence to go with the floater. That is not as easy as it looks.
Here's Lynn. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Lynn's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Lynn with the steal. Here's Mozgov. And Mozgov throws it down.
Well, look at the big man getting up and down the floor. Mozgov looking spry out there.
Here's Taylor. Knocked loose. Lynn with the steal. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Mozgov. Hawks shooting only 32% from the field. Plenty of signs of struggle by this offense today. Taylor dishes to Plumlee. They get a hand on it, and out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. And the Nets with possession. Outpacing them right now in a 15-2 run. Doris, some players, no matter how hard they try, can't make free throws in games. You spent a lot of your playing time at the line, playing guard for Providence. Why do you think this mental block is there for some players?
It's amazing the power of the mind relative to sports performance, right, Kevin?
Yes.
Because I do believe very often this can be much more about the mental than the physical side of it. Think back to Shaquille O'Neal, Dwight Howard, guys who are physically massive, and they say the size of their hand impacts their ability to shoot it. But to me, there is no question about it that sometimes it's just you're afraid. It's like the yips in golf. You just can't figure it out. And it becomes a scary place to be, standing alone on the free throw line.
Good comparison. To the paint. And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. Doors with the players being so athletic and the plays happening so incredibly fast. The league is looking at maybe 4 or 5 officials. Wow. Would that just be more whistles or better officiating?
I'm glad you're chuckling about this because I don't know how the geometry of this works.
Thank you.
As it is, sometimes the size of the players seems to swallow up dimensions of the floor. Kevin, one of the things that Steve Kerr once said to me was, we are trying to make officiating a science, when in fact officiating is an art, and sometimes mistakes is part of the human dynamic. Can we leave the officials alone, please?
And I think if they're over 90% correct, which is, I think, even low in terms of success in them calling a game, that is phenomenal. And the analytics, as you know, Doris, coming from the league office, is off the charts. They've never been more detail-oriented.
Correct. The NBA officials are the best in the world. Are they perfect? No. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Let's just play on.
Here's Jemery. Excellent D there from Mozgov.
Well, it looks like he's going to get the easy 2 points, but the defense recovers just in time to affect it.
And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
And we've just seen them make mistakes on back-to-back trips. Both those turnovers could have been avoided.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Prince kicks to Delaney. Inside. The shot's good from Plumlee. Plumlee's got 4 this quarter.
Check out that assist. You can tell a player who's seeing the whole floor very well.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. Doris, some people are pushing for Holcomb Rucker to be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. What do you think are the chances of that happening?
You know, I think contributions to the game take many shapes and forms, Kevin. And obviously, Rucker Park is one of the most identifiable places in the history of the game. If you're a city basketball player, you know Rucker Park. You tried to prove your bona fides there. So if the committee believes Mr. Rucker is worthy, I am all for it.
Plumlee with the screen. Delaney, the pass to Plumlee. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Kenny Atkinson, head coach of the Nets, a New York native, grew up in Long Island.
And it is nice to have that tie to the area. Certainly with this team, we know it's going to be a process. But Kenny is home, and he's committed to developing this organization.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. So he gets them both. And All-Star Week, a fan favorite, certainly, Doris. We all love it as broadcasters, as fans. But are there any changes you'd like to make in any event or the weekend overall?
Well, I think one thing that would be fascinating to me is to see the best players, for instance, the Klay Thompsons, the Steph Currys, those people, the best shooters in the league, participate in that particular three-point contest. Think back to Larry Bird when he walked in the locker room and said, who's coming in second tonight? Like, those are great. We can't get enough of our stars. I'd like to see the stars have to participate in at least one event, Kev.
Good thoughts. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds. And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
Prince outside. Latre sinks the three-pointer. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. There's a minute 40 left in the fourth. Delaney kicks to Jemery. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Feeds it to Plumlee. Ball's knocked loose. And another turnover for the Nets.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Brooklyn.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so checking out the record for these guys tonight will mark win number 37 for them on the year.
And they cap off the season series with one more win. It's been nothing but W's, 4 straight.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Lynn.
Boy, I love the priority he placed on his passing tonight. It inspired great player movement, great ball movement. It seemed to me they knew they were going to get an easy bucket on every possession.
Here's Plumlee, and the layup's good off the glass.
Well, so rewarding for a player to beat everybody to the basketball and convert that second chance bucket.
Brooklyn in control. Russell kicks to Lynn, tries a three. Good, and the assist goes to Russell.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Well, you can't have any room for error late in a game like this, so they put the finishing touches in style. I love how they closed.
Pass to Prince. 6 on the shot clock. Brooklyn with the rebound. Now here's Mozgov. Outside, Lynn. Three-pointer. No good there. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This crowd, David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.